So as you can see, I haven't touched anything literally. Okay, still have myself on screen, my configuration screen. So let's do that. Let's paste this into router 1. Okay, perfect. Run interface as 00. Okay, family setup. Okay, we need some mappings. Frame relay mappings in order to reach our devices. Frame relay map IP. That's gonna be 102. I'm sorry. Map IP 10.002. Use DLC 102 for that, and we include broadcasts. Otherwise, our routing protocol is not gonna work. They're not gonna work if we don't use that keyword broadcast. So we need 1, 2, 3 different mappings. So let's have those mappings quickly. That's gonna F3 is gonna be .3 to reach DLC 103. Ref4 is gonna be .4, and to reach Ref1 is gonna use DLC 104. So we have our mappings on our router 1. Let's just confirm. Okay, the interface is enabled, I believe. But yeah, it's enabled, but it's down because we haven't configured basically our frame relay switch. That's going to be the same scenario on this side. If you check our router 2, you see? Okay, the protocol is down only because there's no frame relay switch setup, which we're going to do as well. So let's quickly go to switch 3 now. Switch 3, so remember we said it connects to the frame relay switch with 1011. Which one do we go for? It really doesn't matter in that case. Let's go for 10. So let's go for 10. So we just change this. We're gonna use sub interface. There's gonna be no IP address on that. Then we're gonna use 3, and we're gonna use IP address 3, and we're gonna use DLC. As you can see on screen, that they use DLC 301 to get to the hub. So I think that's all on router 3 that we need to set up. I believe so. Router 3 like this. Was that 0, 1 or 10? 10. That's why I see. 10. Okay, perfect. No. You see, guys, that's what happens actually. That's what happens sometimes when you try to find separators. Again, perfect. Okay, we've got it. So now let's quickly set up our loopback, which is 33 slash 32. Yep. Okay, we're gonna check that. We're gonna configure that part in a minute. Let's do the frame rate first. Okay, so router 3 is done. Well, the /010 interface is done, is configured. So let's quickly go to router 4. Okay, so go back because router 4 connects with its 000 interface to the frame relay cloud. Let's do .4 on this side, .4, and that uses DLC 401 to reach the hub. So I think that's everything on router 4. Let's have a look at that. Okay, perfect. Router 4, okay, cool. So we have our hub setup, router 2, 3 and 4, just for the frame relay network, nothing else. So now the exciting part, let's set up a frame relay switch, because those devices, I'm sure you know, they're not going to be able to reach each other anyway at this point. So let's say let's go to a hub, and the protocol is done, which means basically there's no even if we check the mapping, do show frame. What am I doing wrong? Show frame map. Okay, I don't know what else. Okay, so as you can see, basically it's inactive, which means basically there's something not right on the frame rate switch. There's probably not DLC config on the frame rate switch. So we have our mappings to 2, 3, 4, 2, 3 static mappings, 2, 3, 4. So nothing's been learned via dynamically, because we've configured our no frame relay, no frame relay inverse up, which basically stops the dynamic. Okay, cool. So let's do our frame relay switch. Same frame relay switch, frame relay switch, frame relay switch. Okay. So let's see what we have on the frame relay. What interfaces do we have on the frame relay switch? First they all shut down. Perfect. Well, I mean, not perfect, but you know. So let's see. We have router 1, 2, 3, and 4 connecting to a frame relay switch. So let's see, frame relay switch. What interfaces does it use to connect to those 3 routers? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. That's amazing. Really, really good. So let's see. Interface 0, 1. No shut. And let's just copy this so it's quicker. Like this. 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and 0, 4. Let's first enable those interfaces on the frame switch. First of all, then in order to kind of, I would say, convert the device into a frame relay switch, we need this callback command that's called frame relay switching. Without this command, basically, that device is not going to perform as a frame relay switch. It's going to be basically a router. Okay, so we've enabled the interfaces that connects to those 4 routers. So now we set up the frame relay interface on the frame relay switch. We're going to configure in order for those devices to basically to be able to reach each other. So let's do S01. We need encapsulation frame relay interface that's interface type. On this side we need what's going to be an interface. That's going to be a DCE interface. Frame relay LMI type. By default it's Cisco, but I always like to play around basically. So let's say we leave it Cisco for S01. We connect to router 1. So leave it, by default it's Cisco, but I'm just going to hardcode it anyway. And then we're going to set up our from router 1. Are we doing router 1 now? Yes, router 1, S01. Yeah, cool. So our hub. So let's set up our mappings. Frame relay route. That's going to be 102. We use the out of the interface serial 02. And the practice is 201. Is that correct? That should be fine actually. Yeah, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna use DLC 103 out of the interface that connects to router 3, which is 03, and DLC that comes by router 3 is 301, and then we're gonna do 104 connecting to the router 4, which is 04 and 4.1. Okay, so that should be all on our frame relay switch for router 1. DLC. Okay, cool. 911, I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.